My boyfriend told his mom I wasn't wife material, so I stopped acting like one. I was carrying a bowl of mashed potatoes to the dining room during Sunday dinner at Zach's parents' house when I heard him say it. His mother was leaning close to him at the table, asking when he was finally going to pop the question, and she said, 4 years is a long time, honey. People are starting to talk. Zach laughed and glanced toward the kitchen where he thought I still was, and then he said, Mom, relax. She's fun for now, but let's be honest, she's not exactly wife material. His mother looked relieved and said, oh, thank God. I was worried you were actually serious about her. His aunt nodded like this was reasonable, and his dad smirked into his wine glass, and I just stood there in the doorway holding those stupid mashed potatoes while my whole chest went cold. I set the bowl down and sat through the rest of dinner with a smile plastered on my face, but my brain was running through the last 4 years like a highlight reel from hell. I was the one who remembered every birthday in his family and bought gifts and wrote cards with his name on them. I planned every holiday gathering, tracked Zach's dentist appointments, and reminded him about his own mother's anniversary dinner every year. I did all of that because I thought we were building a life together, but apparently I was just fun for now entertainment until something better came along. That night I decided that if I wasn't wife material, then I was done doing wife material work. I started by deleting all the reminders I had set for his life. His aunt's birthday came 3 days later, and when Zach showed up empty-handed, she gave him this wounded look and said, you forgot my birthday? And Zach looked genuinely confused because he'd never actually remembered it himself. The next week he missed his dentist appointment because nobody reminded him, and the receptionist called to say he'd be charged a fee. He walked around asking me why I didn't tell him, and I said, tell you about your own appointment? And he just blinked at me like I was speaking another language. Then Thanksgiving planning started, and his mother called me to ask about coordinating dishes and arrival times, and I said, oh, you should probably ask Zach about that since you're his family. She was silent for a long moment before she said, Zach doesn't know how to plan anything, and I said, that sounds like something you should work on with him. Thanksgiving was a disaster because Zach told half the family that dinner was at 2, and the other half that it was at 4, and his mother ended up serving dried out turkey to irritated relatives who blamed her for the confusion. By December, Zach's life was visibly falling apart, and his family kept asking what was wrong with him. His sister cornered me and said, did you two break up? He showed up to Dad's retirement party in gym shorts because nobody told him it was formal, and Mom is losing her mind trying to keep track of everything now. I just shrugged and said, I'm not his secretary. Zach must have sensed something slipping away because he started acting desperate, buying me jewelry and fancy dinners and talking constantly about our future together. He kept insisting I had to come to Christmas dinner at his parents' house, saying it was really important to him this year, and he got so worked up about it that I finally agreed just to get him to stop asking. Christmas dinner arrived, and the whole family gathered around that big table in his parents' dining room, the same room where I'd heard Zach tell his mother I wasn't wife material 5 months earlier. Zach was sweating through his button-down and barely touching his food, and his mother kept giving him encouraging nods like she was coaching him from across the table. After dessert, Zach stood up and clinked his glass and said he had an announcement, then walked over to my chair and got down on one knee while his whole family watched. He pulled out a velvet box and opened it to reveal a diamond ring, and his voice cracked when he said, you're the best thing that ever happened to me, and I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me? The whole room was holding their breath, and his mother had her hand over her heart, and his aunt was already crying. I looked at the ring for a moment and then up at Zach's hopeful face, and I couldn't help but smile because he looked so sincere, like he actually believed what he was saying. I'm sorry, Zach, but I couldn't possibly marry you, I said loud enough for everyone to hear. After all, I'm just fun for now. I'm not exactly wife material. His mother's face went completely white, and Zach's mouth dropped open, and the silence in that room was so thick you could have cut it with a knife. I pushed my chair back, grabbed my coat and purse from the hallway, and walked out the front door while Zach was still kneeling there on the hardwood floor with that ring box open in his hands.